All right, so moving on to chapter 3, which is emptiness and illusion from reactivity to equanimity. And so this chapter starts off talking about how a true realization of emptiness includes finding the emptiness, or you could say like the basic goodness, or like the okayness, or the, equanimity in everything that arises, even including previously unwanted forms of experience. And I think the best explanation of this is the Tibetan monk who burned himself alive during the Vietnam War, Thich Duc. And I was always kind of aware this was a thing, right? Mostly because of the cover of the Rage Against the Machine album back in the day. But I never really knew much more than that. I always thought in my head, like, okay, maybe he sat there and, in equanimity for a little while, but then he stood up screaming in pain and after he was like burning, right? But after learning more about it, I found out, hey, that's kind of like a real thing. And then after hearing how Andrew goes into the details about it, then I finally went ahead and looked at the video on it. And the video, it's very powerful. I mean, the guy really sat there like it was just a regular old meditation and just, burned to death, didn't move. From what I was reading about, wasn't making no noises or screaming or anything. And then, when he finally does burn to death and totally die, he just kind of like rocks back and falls backwards over. But it's a super powerful video. I mean, it's just an amazing demonstration of, I would say, like the power of this stuff, or maybe like the truth of what they're kind of getting at in here. So it was really something to see. Then he also talks in here a bit about karma, and karma's another thing that, growing up, I had a totally wrong outlook on. I mean, I think everybody in the West does, really, right? Where, what goes around comes around. You do something bad, it's gonna come and get you in the end, which might be true, but growing up and just, seeing things around in life, what do you normally see? You see all the bad guys getting all the good shit, and you see all the good guys getting all the bad shit, right? And you're thinking like, karma must be BS. But anyway, as I gotten older and, found different definitions of karma, I started to see how, okay, hey, wait, I kind of do get what they're getting at there. And I do like how Andrew talks about it in here. So he talks about it as this constant reactivity to things, right? This constant grasping and aversion at stuff. Like, I want this, I don't want that, and how to be stuck in that game is really just born out of ignorance, because everything out there is an illusion. There is nothing to really get or grasp. Like, it's all inherently empty of real, true existence. So some other interesting thing he talks about is like these 3 root poisons. So ignorance is the main one, but the other 2 are passion and aggression. And I mean, just like passion in particular, that's like such a buzzword nowadays. Oh, find your passion. What's your passion? And even like me too, I kind of think of as me making these videos and shit is like my passion. I really love and enjoy doing it, but it's just like a samsara trap. But basically, anyway, kind of getting off track. He also talks about like being lost in this game is, not being truly lucid to the true reality of life. Then a bit later, he talks about how this moment to moment contraction, or this moment to moment, getting stuck in these thoughts and emotions, is non-lucidity at a microcosmic level, right? And of course, this goes on like constantly all day long. And, this unconscious practice of non-lucidity is why we're so good at having non-lucid dreams. And I really like that, because it demonstrates things so well, where, like when you're lost in a dream, right, in a regular dream, and you have this moment of lucidity, that frees you from the illusion and gives you some separation from it. And of course, the illusion is still important. That's where you're going to play. That's where you're going to have your fun in. But once you get lucid to the dream, you have so much control and freedom over what happens. And so it can be it can be very powerful. I think the best example of that is like when you have these negative dreams, right? Where you have like these nightmares, or like the sleep paralysis demon guy, right? That I always bring up, where, for me, in dream world, I am in this equanimity space where I am feeling totally safe. I mean, I'm fucking 1,000% sure in my head this is an illusion. When that sleep paralysis demon comes, even though I might be feeling fear, I am most of the time totally down to go check him out and see what's up, right? So, I really like that definition or that explanation of it. I can really see what he's getting at there. Then he also has this to say: equanimity is not apathy. It doesn't mean that you no longer, have feelings or that you no longer feel any things. In fact, you feel things more because you're more awake. They just hurt you less. And I think that sums it up great.